The Seahawks. Woo! The Seahawks beat the crap out of Washington Commanders 38-14. Man, 38-14. And the Seahawks dominated this game all across the board. As you can see, 416 yards of total offense. And they piped down a little bit in the second half because it wasn't that necessary to keep running it up and keep showing the world all these exquisite plays and fancy plays that we got up our sleeve for the rest of you fools out there, like the Rams coming up that they need to beat twice. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But the Seahawks, man, they took care of business, man.
Hey.
But most of them points came in the first half. Then it was cruise control for the Seahawks the rest of the game. They dominated in the first half, and then, hey, we do what we do after that. Well, I sure hope Jayden Daniels' injury isn't too bad, though. And I hope he can come back healthy, man. I hope he come back healthy.
I
hate to see that happens at the end. I hate to see those injuries happen towards the end of the game, man, when the game is pretty much out of reach, you know?
I mean, throughout this whole season, he's been in and out the lineup with different injuries and things like that. Then today, we see how his arm bent like the opposite way. You think is it too early to shut him down for the season, or should he like make his way back this year? Even though right now we don't know like the extent of his injury, but just from what we've seen right now so far, right now they're 3-6 but we still not even halfway through the season. How are you feeling right now? You think
we're about halfway there? Yeah, we're not all the way halfway there, but we're close as you need to be. Yeah, man. Of course, we have to find the extent of his injury. In my opinion, based on what I've seen them bringing out a cast to, to mobilize his arm, stabilize his arm, and things like that, I would say maybe it's a dislocated elbow or something to that nature. It didn't look like it was in the shoulder area. If you tear your rotator cuff or something in your shoulder that prohibits your throwing motion, those injuries take 9 and 10 months to rehab and come back healthy. But I don't think he had that situation where, like I said, maybe a dislocated elbow, maybe a sprain elbow, where isn't that bad as being dislocated. So in my opinion, man, based on what I've seen tonight, if let's just say he came back in 4 weeks, right after the day, he came back 4 weeks after his injury. We'll be in week 13, week 14. I think it would be necessary to shut him down. My main thing with Jayden Daniels, seeing him run the ball, sacrifice his body to try to get these wins for his team, is I think he should put a little weight on his body, on that quarterback frame. He's one of the skinnier quarterbacks in the NFL, and you see every time he's tackled or a defender, defensive lineman get their hands on him, it's kind of they're having his way with him, slinging him down left and right. And if y'all didn't notice, he took a lot of headshots. And what I mean, when he's getting tackled from running the ball or getting sacked, he's getting slammed on his head pretty viciously. Yeah. And that is a lot of wear and tear on the body and not just the head. You understand what I'm saying? And some of those times I was waiting to see if he was going to be concussed or able to get up. And I was happy to see him get up and, continue to compete. And he is one of the emerging superstars at quarterback, and we think he will be great. Possibly a Super Bowl winner. I just hate to see him go down so late in the game like that, but that's a part of the game. We can't do too much about that if that's part of the game, We all go through it. I've been in games where the game was totally out of reach. I'm the highest paid player or one of the highest paid players on the team, and I'm still on the football field because that's what Coach desire is. We don't have no choice but to, do what Coach says. So, that's what Jayden Daniels was dealing with. And at the end of the day, that's what you love to see in your player. He didn't have no quit in him. He's a straight competitor. He competed to the end until he couldn't compete anymore. And
exactly.
He's a warrior. He's a warrior for sure.
Man, shout out to Jayden Daniels, praying for a quick recovery. But on the other hand, we got Sam Darnold.
Yes, sir. Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, man. Unbelievable performance by Sam Darnold tonight, man. If y'all didn't know, if y'all didn't hear, y'all was fixing a late night snack. In the first half, while that game was going on, Sam Darnold was a perfect 16 for 16, I think for 282 yards or something like that.
And 4
touchdowns in the first half. And then you see how he finished off the game, 21 for 24. Damn near a perfect game, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. All those touchdowns came in the first half, and then that little interception, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But all of that production in the first half, man, that is a lot of production, man.
You got add you gotta add his name to the MVP, to the MVP talks. You gotta add his name to it.
You have to.
You gotta add his name to it.
Just because the Seahawks doesn't get as much coverage or recognition as other teams in the NFL, like the New York Jets, the New York Giants, the Kansas City Chiefs, and teams like that, man. Yeah, man, he is definitely one of those ones, and he played like it. Man, not just tonight, he does it over, day in and day out. You know what I mean? But tonight, the Seahawks were better than the Commanders in every aspect of the game. Period. That was the difference. Not just Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was the better quarterback for sure. And the Commanders' defense, the Commanders' defense, they were asleep on the job tonight. Man, they didn't come to play at all tonight. Straight sleep on the job. They basically quit on their team tonight. They quit on Jayden Daniels, man. That's what I saw. I saw a defense that was giving up and not competing like they're supposed to.
It was too easy.
That's what we call quitting in the NFL. I don't know who defense was worse today. The Commanders or the Bengals defense. They both was horrible. Which defense was worse?
I mean, you got the Bears defense in there too. Bears was giving up all of it.
We definitely got the Bears in there, but the Bengals, I mean, the Bears won the game. Obviously, the Bengals had over 500 yards of offense, but, the Bears still won the game. But definitely the Bears defense was horrible as well, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're going to get to this Bengals game, but nothing was worse than the Bengals. Just on the basis of how they lost that game. That's how, that's why they're so terrible today. But in tonight's game, man, the difference between the Seahawks and the Commanders is Jayden Daniels, he was forced to process his reads faster than usual, and he had to speed up his mechanics to keep the Seahawks D linemen from off, and that pressure was on his behind. You know what I mean? But he did what he could do to try to keep him off of me and keep the plays and sustain drives. He did whatever he could, and he fought his hardest. But like I said, the Seahawks was just better in every aspect of the game, and especially up front. The Commanders, had to work hard for every single yard. I mean, every single yard they gained tonight, the Commanders had to work extremely hard to get that yard against the Seahawks. But Sam Darnold, man, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, man, they are going to be hard to beat in December and January. I don't know, man. Seahawks, hey, they surprised the world before by beating the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Making it to the Super Bowl. This kind of reminds me of that same team, the Legion of Boom. That defense is impeccable right now, man. Listen here, that defense is pretty, man.
And they got the quarterback, man. They got the number one receiver in NFL right now with the most yards too. With JSN, put the ball in his area, he taking it, he getting that yak, man. He getting the yards at the catch when he get the ball, and that tandem right there, man. They put up them numbers.
Smith and Jigba, yeah, for sure. But for the Commanders, man, Terry McLaurin, man, he definitely was missed, right? I don't think that was talked about enough or understood. But Terry McLaurin, he was definitely missing. The Commanders have to get Jayden Daniels younger, faster, skilled players. Terry McLaurin, he's 31. Deebo Samuels, I don't even know how old he is, but he's definitely playing like he's in his 30s to on his way to the 40s. You understand?
Zach Ertz, older.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody at skill position is older, pretty much out of their prime. And it would be hard for Jayden Daniels to make much progress if the team doesn't put the talent around him that he needs to be successful. Like I said, these guys he's playing with, Hurts, Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin is probably the one that's closest to holding on to his prime still. Terry McLaurin, he still can get it done and play at a high level. But other than that, man, gotta get him some talent around him for him to do what he need to do, man, out there, man. You see, he can compete, he can get it done, he can do whatever he needs to do as a quarterback to make this team successful, like the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens, and everything else. He just needs some talent around him. But I want to know, man, y'all talk to me about who is the best wide receiver in the NFL. And I say Jackson Smith and Jigba is probably the best wide receiver in the game right now. Let me know if y'all agree with me. Or is it Jamar Chase? And Jackson Smith and Jigba, he has 50 receptions for 819 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 76 receptions for 831 yards and 5 touchdowns. But here's the catch. Jamar Chase has 107 targets so far, and we're only halfway through the season. That has to be a league high. 107 targets already. So you mean to tell me he's going to have over 200 and something targets by the end of the season? That's a lot of targets.
For real.
Jackson Smith and Jigba, he only has 70 targets. Who do you put your money on? Who would you put your money on? Your last dollar, your last $100 bill as the best wide receiver. If you had to draft this player to put him on your team, Jackson Smith and Jigba or Jamar Chase. Who you got? Who you got? Who you going with?
With the quarterback situation as my starting quarterback, I'm going with Sam Darnold and JSN. If Joe Burrow was playing, even though that Sleepy Joe, he getting the ball to him, but he giving him 23 targets a game. I don't know. This is a hard decision. I think you can win it anyway. Either way, you could pick either one. But JSN is on another level. He's 23 years old right now, playing like
but answer it like this. Okay, I see he's 23 years old. He's on another level. I hear all of that. But which player would you draft to your team that you think will give you the most production at the position, most touchdowns, most catches? Most.
I gotta go Jamar Chase. I'm a little bit biased. I'm gonna go Jamar Chase, man. It's hard. It's hard.
I feel the same way, but at the same time, Jamar Chase, he's dealing with quarterback controversy and adversity and things like that. He doesn't have a consistent quarterback, and then he missed like 2-3 games with Jake Brownie trying to get him the football. So, and he still is accomplishing, a lot. But maybe those 107 targets is misleading compared to Jackson Smith and Jigba 70 targets, because that's a big difference. That's about a 3 or 4 game head start. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you have to look at it. But at the end of the day, if you look at the physical attributes, the speed, all the intangibles that these two wide receivers have, just off the surface, you're going to go with Jamar Chase. He's the bigger, stronger athlete. He can do a little bit more than than Jackson Smith and Jigba, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But Jackson Smith and Jigba, he's a special man. He's a great route runner. He understands the concepts of the game as far as wide receiver is concerned. You understand? He understands how to get the leverage. He get off the line so sweet. If y'all didn't see that pass that didn't come to him, he shook the DB so hard on the slant and go, and Slam Darnold still was perfect. He went to the other side, but he could have went both ways. Man, he shook the fool out of that cornerback, man. But at the end of the day, the Washington Commanders, man, their defense quit on the team tonight. They did not come to compete. It was a day off for the defense. I don't know what was going on. Maybe they was intimidated. Maybe they got out-bullied. I don't know what it was, but they didn't come to play tonight. And the results showed. They damn sure showed. Damn sure showed. But I'm rooting for the Seahawks, man. I want to see what they can do, man. I like what I seen from the Seahawks and Sam Darnold. They're playing at a high level, and I like to see good football. So we're gonna see, man. And Sam Darnold, he's an underdog. They didn't, want to see Sam Darnold succeed. They had J.J. McCarthy over there, and he's the reason he's at the Seahawks. So you got to make them pay, Sam Darnold. You have to make them pay each and every week, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Clap it up for Sam Darnold. Good job tonight, Sam Darnold, man. You put on a clinic tonight. That was a clinic.